In one moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Life with Paulette. Happy Sunday to all of you guys. Hope all is well. Today was one of those days for me, guys. I just feel or felt like, when you're going under that attack and every little thing is just, you can see it coming. Well, today was one of those days for me. I had a car appointment to align my tires, get tire rotations. Hi, Jinx. How are you? Did you do your video? I need to go check it out. You let me know. Okay, sister? I have started making the videos. You did. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to looking at it once I get home a little bit later. After the live, I'll go check it out. Okay, Jinx? Yes, I will, sister. But yeah, I had one of those days where I was like, what in the world is going on? I could just read through everything that was going on ahead of me. So first of all, I had to go and change the tires on my car, and basically, working on changing the tire on your car. I'm actually going through the car wash with you guys today, because if I don't wash my car today, tomorrow's Monday, and basically what's going to happen is I will have a filthy car going to do my Lyft rides, and I don't like that. That's another thing. In the gig economy, I just hope you all are cleaning up your car, putting a little air freshener up in there, just because, don't be pulling up on people with no funky cars, okay, and dirty. Nobody want to be in no dirty cars, especially with all this rain, rain and the dust and the heat and all that stuff. It just, go wash your car. So I'm going to pull into the car wash so I can get my car washed as I talk to you guys in regards to my scenario today. First of all, if you all have not listened to the sermon today that Pastor shared with us, go ahead and get yourself, create a new heart. Okay, he talked about creating a new heart and changing the attitude. The same thing Minister Mars been talking about. The same thing I've been repeating all over again, that sometimes change is necessary. We just have to go in there and we need to change it. So I was glad that I listened to the message today, because I was a little bit better prepared on my response. Okay, it's one thing when you're just saying it, like, you guys, you gotta work on your response and make sure you got the right response. Well, that's easy, better said than done. Okay. What's Mythical? Mythical, who's crying? Hold on. I have started making my video. She said, my best friend. What is this person doing? What are you doing, bro? See, this is another thing. People that's not used to the car wash. So I do the car wash where I get unlimited. So every time I go in to the car wash, this person doesn't know what they're doing. Go ahead. You ain't getting back. I don't want to be in my flesh, but I'm going to have to. Okay, because I'm not going to let him get back in this lane. It has 3 lanes. However, though, this person didn't know what they're doing. So instead of them staying in one lane, whichever lane, they decided they want to cape a corner. So he is halfway in my lane and halfway in the other lane, and he can't decide to pull up. All he has to do is pull up, and it will read your license plate, and it will let you go in, and it's an unlimited, But anyway, let's get back to the core of this thing. I was reading Mythical. My best friend can't see me for a year, and it's making her cry. What? And it's making her cry. Really? And I miss her too. Really? What did you guys do? Where do you want to go, bruh? Look at this clown. Are you trying to get out? Is he trying to get out? I don't have no time for him and his foolishness. Thank you. Read. There we go. Sorry about that. I forgot y'all for 2 seconds. I'm sorry, Medical. I'm really sorry about you and your friend. Whatever you guys got into, you probably did something you ain't supposed to do, and that's why you're being grounded. Okay? I don't know what's going on and why you're grounded for a year, not able to see your friend, or your friend can't see you, but I'm just hoping that you all didn't get yourself into some mischief. And if you did, y'all need to go ahead and apologize from now and get it together, okay? You little young kids. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going through the car wash with you. I think I should mute you guys. No, I'm not gonna mute you guys. You guys gotta get used to the good, the bad, and the ugly on these car conversations, okay? So right now it's gonna be a little bit of ugly. You're gonna hear a little bit of sound. Hopefully this is blocking out some of the sounds and you all will be just fine. But you know, like I was mentioning to you guys today, it was one of those days you get up, you just don't know what is going to be thrown at you. So I woke up, I had to go and get the car together. Normally hubby does it, but sometimes my husband does everything. He is daddy daycare. He's my everything. Okay. And he ended up spending time with the kids today, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and get the car taken care of. I had an 11:30 appointment. Little did I know that by the time I got to the appointment with traffic and no parking up in Costco, I was going to miss my appointment. So I was 30 minutes late to my appointment. Got counter. Normally the individuals that take care of me when I get to Costco for my tire rotation, they do a pretty good job. I have no issues with them. They always make sure to fit me in. Well, a little young girl decided she's going to take care of me. Maybe, I don't know what was going on in her head. So, sorry for the noise, guys. Sorry for the noise. It's going to be 2 seconds before I can get through here. But what I was telling you guys was, long story short, I get there and she tells me, oh, you missed your appointment. I said, I missed my appointment. I said, it's 30 minutes, guys. Can you just fit me in? Push back all the other ones. Sorry, 2 minutes, and then we're gonna get through all this. I'm in the car wash. Hello, sister. Hope all is well with you, sister Nicole. I'm in the car wash here complaining, girl. I'm trying not to, but just a little bit of complaining, just a little bit, because I gotta let you all know that once you just make a decision to not follow the devil's actions, your life becomes so much easier. So today I go there. She's telling me I had an appointment that I was late 30 minutes. Instead of her just putting me next in line, she decides, oh no, you're going to go on the waiting list. Now, mind you, Costco closed around 6 something today, but yet she want to put me on a waiting list and tells me that I have to wait in line. It's like going to the emergency room where you don't have an appointment. You're rolling up there and you're 10 hours later, you're at the appointment room. So she ends up telling me I have to wait on the waiting list. But I'm like, it's just 12:30. How much long can I wait? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, that girl didn't even put me in the system. And you know when you have that sixth sense that you're noticing, like, wait a minute, you never asked me for my phone number. You never asked me. So how are you going to call me to tell me my car is ready? And I just had that in the back of my mind. But you're in Costco, so you're doing things you're supposed to do. You're like a big kid, going through all the aisles, picking up the things that you don't even need. I did it. Yes, I did it. I am guilty of it. Okay. So I went through and I'm thinking, this lady didn't ask my number. Let me go back and tell her that she had my number. So I go back in and I'm like, excuse me, you didn't ask me for my number. Let me give you my number just in case, you're calling me, you can't get a hold of me. So she decided, oh no, sister, no police pull me over, girlfriend. It was Costco that pulled me over and nearly got me back into my flesh to tell them a little something with this sharp tongue, but I did not. So that's the story I'm trying to convey to you guys, that when the devil is attacking and you can feel and sense things because you can read, now you see clearly everything that's going on, and all of a sudden you have to respond differently. So my response had to be more Christ-like, right? And basically that's just what I did. And I'm just updating you guys on what happened. So after the lady turned around and gave me the you gonna go on the waiting list, I didn't turn around. I was like, okay, no problem. I can walk around at Costco today, Sunday, just walk around and just grab a few items and then wait for them for about an hour or two, maybe three. I was waiting on 5.5 hours later, guys. I just finished up with Costco. First time I went in, I told her, I gave her the number. She said, no problem. I said, so how much longer? She said, well, you're next in line, right? On the conveyor belt. I was like, oh my God. So, okay, so another hour I was going to give her. I go back again like 2 hours later. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, did you wait in me? Do you know that girl, that little miss thing, Doña Juana, decided to put me all the way in the bottom to be the ending of the day at Costco? I was in there all day waiting on this car and I needed it taken care of. And I nearly said something in the flesh, but I didn't. Okay, because I really want to tell her, I wanted to be like, you know what you just did. You know what you did to me. And I just feel like what you did was very unnecessary and disrespectful. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on there. I'm going to go ahead and wipe down my car. I'll be right back to finish up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So no, Sister Nicole, when I had first turned in, I thought that you was pulled over by the police. Oh, that's another day, sis. I've been pulled over by the police because I had did an illegal turn. I only got pulled over once though. No, twice. One was for an illegal turn that they were doing construction on the road, and the construction that they were doing basically had on all of the turns said do not turn, but then the last one said do not turn, but I couldn't go any further. And I made the turn and the police just pulled me over and said, the sign says, and I want to be like, you little idiot. Sorry, I weren't supposed to say idiot, but he was like an idiot, He saw the sign, the road say road closed. What else he wanted me to do but to make the wrong turn? So I made a wrong turn, and he gave me a ticket, $157 ticket, because he said I did the illegal turn, and I wanted to. Back then, I just was so irritated. I mean, literally, it brought me to tears. That some people can take their might to become right and use their power to make up rules just because they can do it. And I felt very disrespected at that time. I don't like feeling violated. When people do things like today, I felt violated. I had no control over that, but I knew in my spirit that what she did was wicked. To me, that was wicked. You knew I was standing out there for 5.5 hours, knowing I couldn't find any parking. And because of that, you then took my whole day away from me and my family just because you could do it. I don't know what she spewed up in the back of there in Costco, but whatever she did, the third time when I went there and investigated, the guy came out. He's like, he told her in front of me, he's like, you didn't put her in the system? Oh, well, what happened is she was late. And I was like, Tori. And then all of a sudden, that little flesh wanted to come out so quick. And I said, you shut up, Paulette. You hush your mouth. Stay silent. Don't say anything. I love God to move. But I wanted to say something. I wanted to say, Tori, you know what you did to me last summer. And you know it was wicked. You know what you were doing. That is why you had me waiting there, standing for 5.5 hours for some tire rotation because you could do it. And the guy came out. He said, you could have put her in the system. And we would have figured it out at the end. And she said, but she came late. I said 30 minutes late. I came 30 minutes late because y'all didn't have no parking. Ooh, girls, let me tell you something. Pray for me, okay? But then I had to remember, you have to have a change of heart. Remember when you make these decisions. It was such a great teaching today of, creating me a clean heart and renew the right spirit, because the Lord knows I needed that spirit renewed immediately. Okay, the spirit needed to be renewed immediately because the flesh was kicking in and I just wanted to say a few words to her. But I held my tongue. But I did make her known, Tori. Her name was Tori. Yeah, you, Tori. I said, Tori. I said, by the way, I said, you know what you were doing. I said, you saw me there already for 4 hours waiting. I had to come in here to give you my number because I knew you wouldn't have been able to contact me. Why would people be so mean for no reason? I felt like she probably didn't have no love in her life, all of her life, and decided that she was going. I was too happy, and she just wanted to make me feel a little certain way today. But I didn't make her get the upper hand, guys. I just called her out and I said, Tori, you knew better. I said, you knew better. I've been waiting here for the longest. And then the guy came and backed me up. He was like, why you didn't put her in the system? And she was like, well, she came late. I said, yeah, 30 minutes because you all didn't have any parking. I had to figure out where the parking was. So, and all that done today, I just want you all to know, just remain calm, collective. Don't allow nothing to take away your peace, even though she tried it. She nearly had it, though, because I was like, give me my keys, give me my car. That's what I wanted to say. I want to be like, give me my keys, give my car. I'm going to pull up on the side and give it to me now. I ain't waiting on you all no more. But then at the end of the day, you got to have some common sense. I was like, I can't say all of that because I do need my car fixed. I already ran over like 1,000. Y'all know I be driving. I've been working on these projects. I needed my car rotated because I was already over 1,000 miles. Okay, she be working over here. Okay, so if I'm over already 1,000 miles, I needed them so I couldn't run my mouth too much. That's another thing. You just gotta hush. So I had to hush. I had to remember that I needed the right spirit, because right then the spirit had ran away from me. I had to pull him back and say, Lord, renew the right spirit in me. And I need a new heart, because after that little scenario, I just felt like I had took out my own heart and set it aside, because I so wanted to tell her something, but I didn't. I just told her, I said, ma'am, you knew what you were doing. I said, and you saw me waiting. You could have bumped me up a little bit, especially after 4 hours of waiting. So long story short, guys, people are going to be people. You have no control over them. All you have control over is your response. And I was glad that I listened to the sermon this morning in regards to renewing your spirit, creating the right spirit within you, and get a change of heart, because when you get a change of heart, your response is going to change as well. You're not going to want to respond in that old way, snapping for what? Why you want to snap? It's so much energy to be snapping off. Just hush. Okay, I love God to maneuver. He saw the frustration. God knows that I was upset. He knew that inside of me, I just wanted to say so much things. Guys, I even shed a tear. I went in the bathroom and a big little one just came around my face. Y'all see my eyes all swollen right now. I was so frustrated to see how people could take advantage of you right in your face and pretend that I didn't do nothing to you, and you know that you know them. You know when you could read them their rights, but you don't. And I felt a little certain way. I was in my feelings for a little second. I went in the bathroom. I washed my face. I came back out, and I smiled. And the Lord sent me one of my old gym friends, a little older lady. She is 73, and she was telling me how excited and how good God was and how great church was for her today, and telling me, oh, she's telling me now, oh, your energy is so beautiful, Paulette, I love your soul. And she, little did she know that I just had a bad moment just now. I just wanted to cry. I wanted to roll up and throw a tantrum up in Costco, but I didn't. She didn't know that. She didn't know none of that. She only knew what I showed her, which was my response. Smile and keep it moving. What can I do? What else could I have done, right? Well, that was my morning this morning, and yes, I did not get on to this YouTube streets today earlier because I was stuck in Costco and the signal in there is bad. But besides that, guys, God is great. Yesterday was amazing. You know, everybody was like, Paulette, what did you do? It was Lover's Day, and they talk about Lover's Day and Friendship Day, and some say Valentine's Day. Well, every day I love everybody every day. I love you too, Sister Nico. I love you too, sister. I love every day. Every day is merry for me. You know, yes, you're going to get a little few hiccups here and there. The devil always trying to figure out how he can get under your skin. You know, that's just part of the process for him. He's working too, you know. But you know what? You got to be prayed up. You have to be, you know, in therapy with those prayers so that way your comeback is going to be the best. Because sometimes when the devil working overtime, you got to make sure that you're cleaning up your feces so that you can respond correctly. Otherwise, you lose it. And that's what he wants you. He wants you to slip up and just, you know, go back to square one. But you're not going to do it. You're not going to do that. Of course not. You never do that. Nah. So he was doing his homework and I was doing mine. And let me tell you, sometimes it's so good to always listen to 1 to 2 sermons. If possible, I think it's JVP or the Impanito in my, I downloaded it onto my YouTube. So I just bench watch, guys. All the sermons I bench watch daily. So when I'm working, I'm listening to the sermons because you never know 1 or 2 words that can save you and your soul for that day. So if you don't have those YouTube channel, I know Tony Harvin, he has a few of the sermons on one of his channels. I couldn't pinpoint which one right now, but they all have nice little sermons. If you're looking for conversations on Brother T and T, also have great sermons where they share on their channel and they do conversations about. There's other brothers up in there that does great with these sermons that they play and then they all talk about it and stuff like that. So if you're not knowing what to do and not what to listen to, there's a lot in the YouTube streets. We have our sisters also that has their great YouTube channels that you guys can just go on there and just, you know, find 1 or 2 sisters that you connect with and go and bench watch. They have great materials over there on their channels. There's a lot of First Church individuals on here that I could definitely tell you you're going to find something and someone that you could connect to. Go over there and just subscribe to all the channels, okay? But for sure, go to Brother T and T channel, you know, Holiness After Dark. I know Tony Harvin have his channel. Sometimes Mr. Ham and Jeremy, they'll come on. I haven't been on my brother's channels, you know, for a minute, depending on the timing that I work. I do work during the daytime, and, you know, mostly I would try to catch up on Holiness After Hours because that's like right now, this is the time. I know he's coming on. By the way, get yourself ready. It's 6:45. The topics is very on point on Holiness After Hours. They're going to have a great topic here for tonight, so you guys can go over there and listen in. But this is the time that Paulette is on her way home from work, and, you know, I'll be more on Holiness After Hours because it works for me and the time frame. When I'm out and the other brothers come on, they're mainly in my, you know, my work core, and not only that, my data plan. Okay, we ain't using up all of a data plan over here now. I love my brothers and everything, but you all sometimes go on there for 7-8 hours. When I'm out at work, I'm killing my data plan. I'll come in, I'll show support, I'll give you that thumbs up, and I'll say, Hello guys, I'll introduce myself and she gone. Okay, my daughter plan B, throttling on me. I can't even get work done. Okay, so I'm not doing that no more. All right, so if you come on around this timing, you're gonna see me there for a few before I get cross-eyed because I do go to bed early, okay? But apart from that, guys, y'all go ahead and love on all the channels that's out there. Find your cup of tea and just go for it. Dig deep, But with that, guys, I just wanted to inform you about a little bit of whining that I wanted to do today because I was overwhelmed. And I just wanted you to know that through listening to the sermon prior to going into my situation, I was able to better respond, and it worked. Even though I did had a moment that I could feel, I felt overwhelmed because your body's so used to ramping up and throwing tantrum and doing all that extra stuff. And when you have to stay calm within the chaos, that is when you see the strength. Okay, so I saw a little strength and I had to hold it all in. So by holding it in so long, I shed a little tear, but I wiped it off, went in the bathroom. Nobody knew nothing. I came back, I was smiling, but I was a little frustrated. I'm not going to lie. Even on your holiness walk, you get frustrated, okay? But you know what? We got to create in you a clean heart. We got to continuously clean out the feces in our worship and mastering yourself. Not everybody else. You master you and your response. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you guys are liking a little bit of these conversations on the go. And until next time, and by the way, Sister Nicole, I see you in a little bit. I'm heading home right now, so we're gonna definitely get on there in a little bit so we can show some support to Holiness After Hours. See y'all on the next one. Deuces! I bid it good eve, baby.